we're doing today is a SMR, part of a warm-up. SMR is self-myofascial release. That is you going through and pretty much like a self-massage for your body, finding any kinks, finding any tightness in the body without actually stretching. Sometimes stretching is not the answer. You can do a little bit of dynamic stretching later on in the workout, but a lot of people come in tight and they think the thing to do is to stretch that muscle out when really it might be a protective mechanism for your body to prevent injury from happening. This is the way to go to first off, and how you do it is you grab one of the foam rollers. There's a couple of these sitting in the clubs. There's different variations of them in terms of density or like hardness. So like the black one at the lacrosse clubs, super hard. The blue one's soft. The two over in the Crescent are pretty close to being the same thing, but they all work the same way. So what you're doing with them is using them over your muscles and rolling over your muscles, using your body and different kind of progressions and regressions through each part of it to find these spots to help prevent injury, to help maybe cure some knee pain, and to just get your body warmed up in general. What I like to refer to it as is that you're tenderizing the meat, and the meat being your muscles. So the biggest thing is like when you're doing this, you don't want to go over any bones. You want to be careful of that so you don't hurt yourself in that way. I've had some clients do that before, not really paying attention to what's going on or kind of losing control of the roller and going through it. So you got to be really careful, and you actually have to go and control yourself over this too. One of the biggest mistakes I see when people start foam rolling is that they don't have the intent to actually do it. They don't want to be there, they don't want to do it, they think it's useless. I'm telling you right now, this is one of the most valuable things that you can do as part of your warm-up or cool-down when you're coming in for a big workout. So you have to have the intent that you're searching for these trigger points or this tightness in your body to go through it. Sometimes you might not be sore there, and other times you might be able to find sore spots in everywhere that you go. If you're not too sore, just a few rolls and you're out of it. If you're really sore into a certain muscle, you can spend a couple minutes on there. So the first ones I always have people do is your IT bands, which is the side of your legs, going down from kind of right above the knee to the top of the hip, and you're kind of getting everything over there on the side. You can spend some time more in the upper part of the leg, kind of towards the hip, at the TFL muscle, and you can even shift your body a little bit to get another muscle in there, the VL, the vastus lateralis. So when you do that, you're flipping over to your side, and you're bringing your top leg down to help plant, and you have three points of contact along with your working leg. So you have your top leg, both your hands, and one of your elbows is down, and then your other leg comes up that you're working. And you're just going to go back and forth, and you're searching for sore spots. Now if you feel more tightness up top, you can kind of spend some more time up top at your TFL. Otherwise you got your whole IT there. If you don't feel much, this is where you start searching for the pressure, and you have the intent to find something. You can lift your leg up in the middle of the air and put it on top, or the higher you go, the more pressure you actually put on your leg, so you're looking for stuff. You can also roll side to side. Okay? If you find a sore spot, you can kind of hang out there. You can also bend your knee back and forth to try and work a knot out that way too. Okay? So there's different variations that you can go through. You're doing the same thing on the other side. Okay? The VL, you can just roll more forward, having your hand there to help brace you, and searching for some more sore spots and more on top of the quad, but still on the side. Do that to both sides. The next thing I have somebody do is go to their glutes. So that's your butt muscle. I usually have them start with their legs straight and just kind of leaning over, going back and forth. A lot of my pressure now is on that glute muscle itself. I barely have anything on my hand. I mean, if I wanted to, I can just kind of push off my other leg. But to get really dig in there, you can put that hand down to help stabilize. So you get the glute muscle, and then here's the tricky part. You're going to bring that same leg up, fold your knee over, and now you're going to lean into that side. A lot of people will lean the other way. You're working the same glute muscle, same leg that's up, and now you're getting a different muscle in there called the piriformis, and you're going to search for it. This is one where you know when you found it, right away you'll feel it, and just hang out in that spot. Both sides again. Then you can go through the hamstrings, get those guys. A lot of times those are sore after like runs or a heavy workout day, or if you've been sitting all day, they might be a little tight, so you can go through and tenderize both of those. You can do both at the same time. If you want to be more specific to the leg, you can cross that leg over, search for it. You can twist side to side, keep rolling up and down. You have tons of hamstring muscles back there. I shouldn't say tons, but you have enough. So you're searching for those. Then you can go and get the rest of your quads up front. So now you're getting everything on top, kind of rolling around. You can favor a leg, you can go back to the side and favor that leg. And the other one that I see a lot of people miss is their VM, so their vastus medialis. You have the vastus lateralis, that's on the outside, or the lateral part of your body. You have the medialis, which is on the inside. This one, I'm starting off almost like I'm in a side plank, lifting that leg up, bending it a little bit, and I'm literally planting it on the foam roller. Now that I have my muscle there, I'm kind of rolling into it a little bit, so I have a little bit of a rotation in my hip, maybe a little internal, external rotation, just searching for sore spots. I'm trying to shift my weight over onto that leg that's on the foam roller, and then I'm using my body to help push over and into it. This one's going to be super sensitive. It's your hip adductors, and they're used for a lot of things. A lot of times when knees don't work the way we want them to, this is a simple solution. But you really got to take this one seriously. And a lot of people just go into it and they're not really, all their weight's on their non-working side, and they just kind of go over, no, I'm good. When they should be kind of leaning over onto it, rolling back and forth that way. You need that pressure to create it, just like a massage. You're not going to want somebody to, when you go get a massage, to barely touch you. You're going to want them to dig in. That's the same one. You can bend the knee in and out. You can kind of go side to side a little bit. Both sides on that one. Finally, you can go to the calves. And you can get the gastrocnemius towards the top, and you get the soleus on the bottom. You can start on the upper part, right below the knee. Don't go right behind the knee. There's a muscle bed there that's kind of sensitive. You have a lot of capillaries, and you don't want to break those or anything. So stay on the calf muscle itself. You can rotate your foot inside, get those. You can rotate outside, get those for more pressure. You're just sitting on top. Now some of you won't be able to do this because maybe you have bad shoulders or something like that. And what you can do is just simply sit and just push down into it, like you're literally pushing your ankle or your leg into the foam roller to get that kind of smashing effect to it, okay? Last part, you go down to the soleus, and it's the same thing. You're working the same muscles that you just kind of did before, more down into the insertion and attachment points, rolling the foot in and out, place the other foot on top, and you're just going back and forth this way. They also make hand rollers that we have at both clubs. You can just ask a trainer or a staff person, they're in the trainer desks. You can get a hand roller and you can roll out these muscles as well. Maybe a lot of people that have bad shoulders or this is really hard for, that's where we'll start them off, or we'll do that with them to show them, and they might end up going to purchase a hand roller themselves. Along with this, the next part of it would go to your upper body. You can use the foam roller for that to get in your back, but otherwise the lacrosse ball is a great tool for that as well.